are going to start by rolling the shoulders, deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Big circles, moving the whole way through the shoulders here. Get as much movement as you can. Now we're going to change direction, opposite way. Again, big circles. Three, two, one. Okay. Drop the head. You're going to circle the whole way around. When you get to the front, change direction with the back. Again, the whole way through those muscles, all the way back. And then one way direction. Okay, hands on the hips, feet shoulder apart. We're going to do circle through the hips. When you get to the front, change direction for the back. Try and get that movement through the hips as much as possible. And we're going to do one more each direction. Okay, next one we're going to bring our feet together, bend the knees slightly, keeping our back straight, and we're going to circle those knees all the way around and all the way back. And then one more each direction. When we get that done, last one, we're going to go out onto the tippy toe, circle our ankle forward and back. Now we're going to go one more each direction. Let's swap to the opposite side and around and back. And one more each direction. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put, so if you're right foot, you're going to put your left foot in front of your right foot, or if you're left footed, you're going to go the opposite way, so you're going to put the right foot in front. So for me, I'll put my right foot in front of my left. We're going to try and get ourselves balanced first, stay in there. And the shoulders back and down, keep your core nice and tight, and we're going to look to the side. Over your right shoulder and back. Over the right shoulder, back. And over again, back. Over again, and back. Now we're going to go to the left side. Cross, back, cross, back. Don't worry if you wobble a bit. Might find one side is harder than the other, that's normal. Cross, and back. Now we're going to look up. So up, back down, to center, up, back down, up, and down, and up once more, and down. From there we're going to go down, and up, down, and up, down, and up, down, and up. Okay, now we're going to go diagonally out to the side. So look up and out, and come back, up, and back, up, and back, up, and back. And we're going to go the opposite way, up, back, up, and back, up, and back, and up, and back. Now we're going diagonally down. Try to point and I'm falling over. So don't worry if you do fall or wobble. We're going to come down, back up, down, back up, down, back up, down, and back up. And we're going to go to the opposite side now. Down, and up, down, and up, down, and up, whoop, and down, and up. Now we're going to go full circle. So we're going to go right, left, up, down, diagonal, right, diagonal, left, down, right, up, or left, up, right, down. Okay, so out to the right, out to the left, up, down, up to the right, down to the left diagonally, out to the left diagonally, down to the right. We're going to go again back to center. Get yourself balanced. Try and keep those shoulders back and down. Try and keep that core tight for balance. Go across, back center, cross, up center, up, center, down, center, up to the right, loop diagonal, down to the left diagonal, out to the left diagonal, down to the right diagonal. Whoop. Great, gotta go again. Right, left, up, down, diagonal up to the right, diagonal down to the left, diagonal up to the left, diagonal down to the right. We're going to do 2 more of this, and then we're going to move on. So, we're going to go right, left, up, down, up diagonal right, down diagonal left, up diagonal left, down diagonal right. You might find one part is where I seem to go lose most balance on the diagonals. Okay, last one. Down, right, left, up, down, diagonal up to the right, diagonal down to the left, diagonal up to the left, and diagonal down to the right. And back to center. Okay, let's bring those feet back in line with each other. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our hand and we're going to bring it to the outside of our head. What we're going to do is we're going to switching on our neck muscles a little bit. A little trick I learned from TikTok videos. So you're going to push your head slightly into that head, into that hand. So we're going to do about 30% pressure. And let go. 30% pressure. Let go. 30% pressure. We're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let go. Shake it out. We're going to go to the opposite side. So again, push into that head with 30% pressure. Let go. 30% pressure. Let go. 30% pressure. Let go. I'm going to do once more for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let go. Shake it out. Okay, we're going to bring our hand to the front of our head. Again, we're going to push into the hand slightly. Let go. Push into the hand slightly. Let go. One more slightly. Let go. And one more. Let go. Okay. Last one. I actually like to use my bow hands for this. I'm going to push back in, push the head back, and let go. You might find this one, I personally find this one the hardest. I think those muscles are just slightly overstretched and not that strong. And let go. And we're going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let go. Shake it out. Okay. We are going to do a little work on outer glutes while standing today. So if you do need to grab something to hold on to, do. I like to think I won't fall over, but I probably will. So we want to stay as balanced as possible as we're doing this. So we don't want to lean into it. So if you do need to put your hand into something, do, because I find if I don't put my hand into something, I do tend to lean. So you're going to lift up one foot and you're going to push out where you can and back in. So exhale out and back in. So we've done this lying before, but we're doing standing today. So you actually have the balance on the opposite foot. Exhale out, inhale back in. Breathing through each one. Again, I'm going to go as far as you can. We don't want to lean into it. The more you lean, the more you tend to compensate. You're keeping your core tight, keep that balance. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down for a second. Bring it on to the opposite side, so you can put my chair up here. We will be doing a few more movements So again, I'm gonna hold, push out, and back in, out and back in. And we're balancing on that other foot. Try to feel the whole foot in contact with the mat. Don't feel like you're leaning onto the outside or onto your toes. Try and plant that foot. Engage the whole thing. Even grip the mat with your toes. Exhale out, and back in, out, and back in. And we're going as far as we can and coming back in. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Let that foot down, shake it out a bit. Let me chair around like musical chairs here, dancing from side to side. So this time we're going to lift that leg again, and we're going to come forward and back. As far as we can each side. Again, we're not going back and leaning forward. We're going to extend our hips as far as we can and push back as far as we can, squeezing that glute. Forward and back. Remember, we want to grip that mat with the other foot, keeping it whole foot in contact, keeping ourselves balanced as possible. And up tall and our core is tight. If your core is engaged, it'll give you more balance. Exhale forward and exhale back. We're extending, flexing our hip. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, drop down for a second, shake it out. We're going to stay on this side because I've had to put around my chair for months. So this will put a little extra pressure on the leg we're leaning on, but we're going to hold that nice and tight again. Grip that forward our mat with our foot, forward our mat. And we're going to do a little circle around the hip, just as much as you can. Again, we want to avoid leaning as much as possible, so keep upright as much as you can do, but it will be hard, because you can see with me, with my balance, I'm slightly leaning. We're just going as far as we can here. 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to swap the other direction. You might feel this more on the leg you're standing on than when you're working. That's all right. 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Shake it out. I have to shake out the leg I was standing on. All right, we're going to flip over to the other side again. Last time I'm bringing my musical chair around with me, I hope. On again. So we're going to be coming forward and back, forward and back. You can grip that mat with your foot again. Try to keep it, even if you're not gripping it, try to focus on keeping as flat as you can on that mat. Forward, back, forward, back. I realised I'm doing this the wrong way around. I was going back, so I said forward. Pushing back as far as we can, and forward. Three, 2, and 1. Okay, again, let's shake it out. Again, you might find one side is harder than the other to do. That's completely normal. Tall, nice balance, and we're going to circle. Three, 2, 1. You're going to change direction opposite way. Three, 2, 1, and down. Shake it out. All right, pop your chair back. We're going to bring it down to the mat now, or wall if you're using the wall. The wall probably stay where it is. I was using the chair, so my chair goes back. All right, we're coming down to the mat. We're going to go into our box position. So in our box position, or it's also known as tabletop, you want a straight line from your shoulder to your wrist and your knee to your hip. And we're going to start by rolling our shoulders around and bringing them forward, okay? Roll around and back. Big circles here. Moving as much as we can through that shoulder. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, from there what we're going to do is we're going to drop the hip, tuck the hips, and push our back up towards the ceiling as much as we can. And then untuck the hips, drop the back, and lift up. So into our cat cow. Inhale, exhale, lift all the way up. Inhale, back down. So imagine there's a string in the middle of your back, pull you up and back down again. Two, 4, 3, 2, one last one. All up and back down. Okay, from there we're going to extend out one leg as far as the toe, onto your toe, and then you're going to try and push the heel towards the floor. Stretching out that calf muscle. So your toe will, or your heel will be up off the floor, you'll be on our toe here. And we're pushing that towards the floor. Three, 2, 1. I'm going to swap it over. So I'm going to extend out that opposite one. And just push it towards the floor as much as you can. Three, 2, 1. And there we go. Okay. What we're going to do now is we are going to come onto our bum. We're going to go into a straddle position. So legs are just as wide as you can. You want them as wide as you can still keep your toes facing the ceiling. So if you are out further but your feet can't stay up, bring them in slightly. Move those toes point towards the ceiling, and we're just going to walk out as far as you can and just drop down as low as you can. We're going to feel a stretch inside our inner thigh here. That's what we're looking for. We're going to breathe through this as well. From there, you're going to walk your hand over to one foot, and then if you can reach your foot, great, without bending your knees. If not, just go as far as you can down that foot, down that leg. That's what I meant. If you're holding your shin or holding your knee, that's fine. We're just going as low as we can. Also, if you can bring your hand up and over. Just make sure your shoulder is back. If that's not comfortable, just keep your hands low. Don't worry, you don't have to do this, but you can bring that into it if you want. Intensifying the stretch a little bit down the side. Bring the hand down, walk it back to center, hold it in center there for a second. And we're going to walk it to the opposite side again, just as far down the leg as you can. Don't worry if you're not as far as I am. And then as well, if you can bring that hand over to the side, keeping the shoulder open, back. We don't want to be just leaning as much as we can. Again, if this is uncomfortable, don't do it. Do what is comfortable for you. And back up. Okay, we're going to bring our soles of our feet in to touch each other. So we are still working on the inner thighs here, but we're actually going to butterfly our knees up and down. So we're going to move a little bit here. Keeping our back straight as well. We're just moving those knees up and down as much as we can. Getting a nice movement through the joint. Three, two, one. Now again, if you can, just fold over. If you can't, don't worry. Three, two, one. Back up. From there, we're going to cross the legs. So again, we're keeping our back nice and straight. You're going to go one hand on the opposite knee, and we're going to take the other hand behind us. We're going to sit up nice and tall. We're going to inhale, and I'm going to twist. Just as far as you can, looking over that back shoulder. A little bit of movement into that spine. If you can, inhale, exhale, go a little bit further. If you can't, don't worry. We're going to inhale, exhale, and the whole way around. I'm going to go back to the opposite side, or going to the opposite side. So grab that opposite elbow, knee with your hand. Hand goes behind the back. We're going to inhale, sit up tall, exhale, and twist, looking over the back shoulder. Again, just as far as comfortable for you. Three, two, one, bring it back. Okay, we're going to lie flat onto our back. I'm going to show you this sitting up because it's easier to show while seated. You're going to bring your elbows to your side, lying on your back, and you're just going to let your hands fall out as far as they can. We want that 90-degree angle as well with our shoulders, so we don't want to be up here. And we want our elbows, we want our elbows here, we want them on our sides, and we're just going as far as we can. So when we lie back, the first thing you want to do is roll your shoulders back and down. So the nice down, nice core, tight core as well. Let the hands fall out and bring them back in. So if they can touch the mat, fab. If they can't, don't worry. Let gravity bring them down. We're trying not to move those elbows out, and we're not trying to bend our arms upwards. So we want that nice 90-degree angle all the way up and falling all the way back. Get a little bit of movement here through our rotator cuff. Four, three, two, one last one. I'll fall out and back up. Okay, let's sit back up again just to show you. You guys are going to stay aligned. We're going to bring our arm to shoulder height. So we want a direct line from your arm to your elbow, or from your shoulder to your elbow, okay? All the way across. We don't want it down here. We don't want it up here. We want a nice straight line here. We're going to flip our hands back as far as they'll go and bring them forward as well. Again, while we're doing this, you may not be able to touch back fully. You may not be able to touch forward fully. I know for myself, I can't bring them forward. But don't worry, that's normal. Again, we're going to just bring our shoulders back and down before we start this. Elbows back as far as we can. Forward. And as far forward as we can. See, with me, especially on my right, I'm resting my right, that's as far as it'll rotate. But I get the whole way back. So don't worry. If you're not getting each side, you can even hold it for a sec. Just let gravity pull it down a little bit. Don't worry if it's not happening. And you can bring it back down again. You really want to make sure we are in line with our shoulder here, with our elbow, twisting just as far as you can. And all the way back. Four, 3, 2, one last one. And I'm back. Okay, shake it out. I'm gonna sit up, legs out in front of us. And what you're gonna do is make sure our back's nice and straight again here. You can rest on your hands behind if you want. And we're gonna point our toes towards us and push them away. I'm just gonna move through our ankles a little bit. It's also a great way of getting fluid back up the legs. Point toes as far as you can, bring them back. Also, try and engage those muscles in the front of your shin to pull your foot forward. Because what happens is our calf muscles, which is the back of our leg, tends to get very tight and just gets very weak. So you'll find a lot of us have, our feet will naturally point down when we rest. So try and straighten up those front muscles. I call it your tib anterior, tibialis anterior. Basically means it sits on the front of your tibia bone, which is your shin. There's a lot of information you may or may not know. Now you do. Maybe you don't care, but there you go. Go point, and then equally pull as far back as we can, forward, as far forward as we can. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, this time we're going to go out and back, out and back. As far as you can and back. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, what we're going to do is we're now going to take one foot and bring it up to the inner thigh of the opposite foot. Again, we're going to sit up nice and tall. And we're just going to fold over our leg as far as we can. Then you stretch the back of the leg here to stretching our hamstring a little bit. Very easy for these to get tight. A little stretch is always nice. We don't want to push it too far either, so if your muscle is starting to shake, you push it too far, bring it yourself a little bit further back. You don't want to overstretch as well. We want to just pull that first point of tension and then we hold it there. If you push it too far, your muscle is going to fight against you and you won't actually get the relief of the stretch. Three, 2, 1. Bring it up. Cross off to the opposite side. Tuck it in that foot into the other opposite side of the inside of your thigh. Sorry, words. And we're going to inhale, exhale, fold forward. Again, just go as far as you can. You might find one side is tighter than the other, don't worry. Whatever is comfortable for you. If you find it's easing out, you can take an inhale, exhale, push a little bit further. If not, just stay where you are. And bring it back up. Okay. We are going to flip back over into our box position. So we're going to do a little pigeon stretch because he doesn't love a little pigeon. So starting that box position, you're going to bring one knee up. You're going to turn the toe as far as you can to the opposite side. So if you are just straight behind, that's fine. If you can turn a little bit too, if you can bring it right up to your opposite wrist, great. Now we're going to walk back that back foot. We're going to start, so you feel stretch all the way down here into your glutes. We're going to start up on the palm of our hands, keeping our back straight. If you start to feel a bit like comfortable in that, you can come down onto the forearms. If you're not, just stay where you are. And if you can as well, walk the hands out fully forward and bring your forehead to the mat. Again, only if this is comfortable for you to do so. Three, two, one, bring it back up. Now, tuck that back toe, lift up, and bring your foot back into that box position, and then we're going to bring the opposite foot forward again. Turn that foot just as comfortable enough for you. If it's not, if it's only straight, doesn't matter, just go to whatever is comfortable for you, and we're going to slide that back foot back again. We're going to start on the palms of the hands again, just settle into the stretch. Then, if you can, down onto your forearms, if you're comfortable doing so. If not, don't. Again, you'll feel this down the glute side of the leg. And if you can, walk the hands out fully and forward to the mat. Three, two, one. We're going to walk back up, untuck, and back into that box position. Okay, we're going to come up onto our knees. Coming towards the end now, so we're one leg forward, one leg back. Going upright, nice and tall. Front foot is planted, and we're going to squeeze our glute from behind, and we're going to push that knee forward. I'm going to stand off that foot and come back. So the goal here is pushing our foot over our toe if we can. If you are coming up off your foot at all, so if you're coming up onto your toe like that, we don't want to do it. We want to keep our foot planted, and we're just going as far as we can, and we're opening up that hip flexor, squeezing our glute from behind and standing up off each time. So we're going to go exhale, push through, inhale, come back. So we're actively stretching here. Four, three, 2, 1. We are going to swap over to the opposite side. So opposite knee is forward. Again, we're going to squeeze that glute and we're going to push forward and come back off. Be as far forward as you can and straight back up. Again, we're keeping that front foot flat, so you just go as far as you can, keeping that front foot flat. If you're wobbling at all, keep eyes in front of you, pick a point. Maybe wobble yourself saying that. Follow that. We want to keep ourselves as bright as possible. We also don't want to be not moving forward and just going forward like this. Upper body up tall the whole time. Four, 3, 2, and last one, and back. Okay, stand up. Going to interlock those fingers behind the back, shoulder blades together. We're just going to lift up as high as we can. And our head up, pushing our chest forward. Just opening our chest here. If you can lift a little bit higher each time, do. If you can't, don't worry. Okay, let it go. Interlock fingers and push them forward and away now. Okay, open up the back of those shoulders. Let them move. Okay, from there we're going to lift right up overhead, push up towards the ceiling. We're going to lean over to one side. We'll back to center. And roll to the opposite side. Back to center. Let it go. And you're done. Well done.